Come on in. Welcome to the DerrionLH Show. I am so excited to be in this place, to be in this space. Can I just take a moment?
Yeah.
I just want to take a moment to just be here. Thank y'all so much for joining me on my first episode. I'm so excited to be here with you, to be back in front of a camera, to be back on the mic doing what I love and doing it in my place, in my space, on my time. I'm just so elated to be here and just so blessed for what God is doing for me in this time in my life. We are broadcasting, y'all, from Charlotte, North Carolina, or Charlotte, like I like to call it. That's right, the Queen City. So y'all know I had to tap into the city, right? Y'all know I'm just not going to show up to a city and not know what's going on within the city. I have to tap into the city. So I couldn't do this alone. I could not have this first episode alone. I had to tap into the city, and then I came up with the perfect person, right? The perfect woman. I'm telling y'all already hear her laughing already. I'm telling you, she is so influential, so inspirational. You're going to get so much from her because I've already got so much, even from my happy hour, child, let me tell you. But please welcome emotional intelligence expert and leadership coach. We're talking about Nicole F. Smith, y'all. Woo!
Give it up, give it a round of applause.
Round of applause.
Yes.
Baby,
Yes.
make that,
Oh my goodness. Do they know?
We're about to have a time.
Do they know what they're in for right now?
They
Oh my
don't.
gosh.
They don't.
Oh my
But they
goodness.
will.
But they will.
Okay,
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you in Charlotte.
The Charlotte.
Yes, we need more people like you.
Yes,
Your energy.
and let me tell you, if y'all follow me on social media, so a couple of days ago, I had posted, like, Charlotte is closed.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte is closed.
It's closed.
Can nobody come in? And we went to happy hour. You was like, so when did you move there?
When did you move here? Because now you closing the city.
I can't listen. I'm not trying to be a gatekeeper, but the door closed when I walked in. I said, okay, it's too many people in here.
Too many.
I'm the security.
Right. Close the door. Lock it. There you go.
Marvin Tap, shut them doors.
He said, shut the doors. He did not say
lock
lock the doors.
He said lock the doors.
He said shut
them doors.
the doors.
Shut them doors.
Yes,
oh
yes.
my God.
But we're happy to have you here, and I
Thank
cannot
you.
wait for other Queen City residents to get to know you and the energy that you bring. So
Absolutely.
I am excited about that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Nicole, you're also going to be coming on. And listen, I was so nervous when I even messaged you this. I'm like, she is not going to say yes. I'm like, I met this lady one time. She was going to be like, sir, can you get the podcast started so I can see exactly what you're bringing, what it's going to be.
Let's do this.
But like, thank you so much. You're going to be our monthly contributor, and I'm so excited for that because you bring just such a wealth of knowledge.
Oh, come on, keep
that
going.
I feel like keep going. Oh my God, you bring just such a wealth of knowledge that I learned from.
Thank you.
Once again, within our conversation, that I believe a lot of people is going to learn just how to work that corporate space. It is so hard. It is exhausting, especially when your melanin is as dark as ours. It is exhausting being in the workplace and having the code switch and you're the expert at that.
Yes. I may not always be the expert at code switching. I do have my moments. But no, being in the corporate space for 26 years, holding a variety of leadership positions and so forth. And I just always felt I was beyond my time in regards to how to work with people and understand the impact of your behavior with people and what empowers them and influences them. And so I just decided to hop out and do my own thing, and here I am.
That is literally in the water right now.
Yeah.
Where folks are literally saying, listen, you know what? I'm out.
I'm tired.
Yes.
I'm exhausted in trying to play a game that was never designed for us to play.
Come on.
And so I'm just tired of playing that game. And so now this is where I want to uplift and empower everyone. Everyone, even our allies, to just make a peaceful workplace. But what people don't understand is when you have a workplace that thrives, you also do have a home that thrives.
Yes.
You also have a community that thrives. So it's not just workplace, it's all intertwined. So if you're trying to keep it separate, I know you are exhausted. You have got to be when you're trying to keep it separate. So I'm just here. This is where I say, you hang with me just for a minute.
Yes.
I'm going to make you believe you can do anything. We can do anything. And I tried to take in my own advice too. And you know that's hard.
Yes.
We can always advise others.
Because a lot of times within our own advice, we're talking to ourselves.
Ooh. Say it louder for the people in the back.
And I've learned to even in that moment, and I don't know if it's my way of letting someone know, like, listen, like I know you came to me for advice, but I'm no better than you. In that moment, I'll tell them, listen, I just told you, I'm talking to myself when I say that. Like, I'm not going to act like I got the answers and it's like, oh, I've done that already. No, I'm learning. I needed to hear that.
Right.
I just said that.
Out loud.
I'm reading myself.
Exactly. Remember when you had asked me, do you define yourself as a life coach?
Yes.
And I said, I really don't like to lean into life coach.
You immediately shut that down.
I don't like life coach because I'm still going through life myself.
Yeah.
And I learned from my own clients. My clients say things and do things. I'm like, ooh, that hit me. But I'm learning something every day. And I believe there's a lesson in everything if you're paying attention. Yeah. And so I'm not a life coach. I'm going through life myself. I like to say like you introduced me, I'm a leadership coach, but emotional intelligence expert. And that word was hard for me too. Saying I'm an expert.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
It's hard to unpack.
It's a lot to unpack there. But human behaviorism, this is where I want people to understand the impact of their behavior at work, the grocery store, church, the community, wherever you volunteer, whatever that may be. And just understand that, emotions, they're not directives, they're just signals. Yeah. If you stop trying to obey the emotions and just become more at peace, you'll be able to understand what they're telling you. And they're just signals. It just signals for your brain to say, okay, now what are we going to do now, Derrion? What are we going to do?
There's always something going on up there.
Yeah. We just need, listen, we can do a whole coaching session today. We can do all of that. So I'm going to sit back.
Yes.
It's a lot.
I feel as if we have to introduce ourselves because I feel as if both of our worlds are intertwining in this moment where it's like, okay, I know Derrion, but I don't know Nicole. Okay, I know Nicole, but who is Derrion? What you doing? The DerrionLH Show, what is that?
What is that?
So let's just talk about it, okay?
Absolutely.
Let me just introduce myself for folks out there. I'll go ahead and get this started. I'm from St. Louis. St. Louis is in the building. Woo-hoo. Born and raised. Y'all know it. I graduated from Southeast Missouri State University. For those who don't know, it's just south of St. Louis, right in between St. Louis and Memphis. Geographically, it's okay. Just don't worry about it.
You're that close to Tennessee?
Yeah, I'm that close to Tennessee. Yeah, and when I work, we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
All right. I also crossed the Bloody Zagava chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. She had a problem with that because her husband pledged,
Kappa Alpha Psi.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yes.
The Cane men. But it's all love.
The handsome and strong.
Okay. Moving on back to me. Okay.
Hey, Marcus, I try to give you a shout out, sweetie.
Shout out to you, Marcus. Shout out to you. Spring 12 8 Club. Personally, I'm the son of Linda and Derek. I'm the brother of Dion. I am Uncle Derrion to Liberty, Lyric, BJ, and Daya. And then I'm also a favorite cousin to Marcus. I'm a best friend to Jeremiah, Raymond, April Leda. I'm the host of all other types of things as well. Professionally, though, I'm a two.
Dos.
Count them.
1, 2.
Edward R. Murrow and Emmy Award-winning journalist. So I'm so proud of that as well, and just humbly adored, honestly, by so many people from the Midwest to the Southeast, because I've worked, of course, in St. Louis, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and then also out here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which also led me over here to Charlotte. So if you're a new listener, I welcome you so much. I thank you for being here. Thank you for being in this space. I can't wait. The first episode is So What Now, because I just switched completely out of news into what I'm doing right now. So I can't wait to get to that. But before we get to that, introduce yourself, Nicole.
Yes, thank you. And congratulations on your 2-time Emmy. Oh, yes.
I'm also an author. I always forget about
I do too. And I've written books.
You're so neglected. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so let the people know you're an author. Go ahead.
Yes, I am an author as well. Listen, from How Do I to How Dare You.
Oh. I like that.
How do I? I
like
have to
that.
get you a book.
And now you're a podcast host.
I'm a podcast. Listen.
Yes.
Well, I was there before at my last station.
Okay.
Yeah, down at
All
the
right.
beach. But now I'm my own. I now have my own show on my own company, Speak Up, which is available for any speaking engagements. Also, if you need some coaching, some voicing, I got you.
See,
Shameless plug.
Now you see why I'm here. All right. So I'm Nicole F. Smith.
Yes.
The F is very important to me.
It's very important because listen, we had a flyer that introduced you and it just said Nicole Smith. And she was like, I have one correction. Can you please don't forget the F? So I'm gonna call her Nicole F. Baby.
Yes. Nicole F. Smith. Because if you Google me right now, Nicole F. Smith, I will pop up. When you just Google Nicole Smith, who knows who you're going to get? And I want to make sure you are led into my direction. Also, too, if you follow my handles or follow me, the Nicole F. Smith on Instagram, Nicole F. Smith on LinkedIn, theNicoleFSmith.com. So see how it all flows together. Okay.
Yes.
So I am the driving force of JMS Creative Leadership Solutions. It is a leadership development and coaching practice, and we stand on the foundation of emotional intelligence. So I am an emotional intelligence expert, certified, trained. I go a little deeper than Google. I have to say, go a little deeper than Google. I help you understand the impact of your behavior in the workplace, at home, and in the community. Let's see. I'm an Air Force brat.
Okay.
I moved around a lot. So when people say, where are you from? I go, yeah, I'm Afro-Latina. So my grandmother is from Panama. My father is from Martinique. And so I have that French, that Spanish, my great-grandfather's from Romania. Yeah, he was an engineer on the Panama Canal. So that's a whole nother story. But yes, so I wanted you to see that I'm very multifaceted. Yes. I'm very multi-ethnic. But yeah, 26 years in the corporate space, decided to hop out on my own and run my own business with the support of my family. So my husband, Marcus Smith, 27 years. We've been together 30 years. I am a unicorn. College sweetheart. I went to University of North Carolina at Charlotte, 49ers. And that's where we met. And yeah, we've been going strong ever since. I have 2 children.
You met him before he was a Cap or after he became a Cap?
He had just crossed
in
that spring of 93. I came in fall of 93.
I was born in 92. And yeah, he was out here shitting me in, and I was just...
Wait, tell everybody, what year were you born again?
92.
Yeah, I graduated high school in 93.
So how the world's come together.
So let's talk about this baby that we have over here. This baby. Listen, this is to show that, my son is 25. Mm-hmm. My other son is 19. My oldest lives here in Charlotte. My youngest, Justin, I said Jordan's 25. He lives here. Justin's 19. He goes to the illustrious Morgan State University.
Okay.
In Baltimore. He is the drum major of the magnificent marching band. Can you tell him I'm a band mom? Yes. I love it. Love it. Yes. He got all his moves from mama. But I guess they always said I was the cool mom. Okay. They respect, of course, they knew where the line was. But I was always that cool mom. Their friends always gravitated towards me. So I like to say with the different generations, because I have a brother that's 27. So they keep,
Was Papa a Rolling Stone?
No, he just, sometimes we forget how all that happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just happened.
And so it's funny. My brother's very handsome. And so he's a captain in the Air Force in Colorado Springs. And so when people see pictures of him, they're like, why didn't you bring him to college? Because he wasn't born yet. Yeah. So I want to say my children, as well as my family, my brother, they keep me young. And so I think that's why I connect well with younger generation as well as older. And in my line of work, I have to.
Yes.
But also, too, if you've noticed, yes, I said I'm a leadership coach. Leaders can have fun, too.
Yes.
And I have lots of fun. And I show leaders just how to relax. Because sometimes they doing too much, as they say. You're going too hard. And you wind up fumbling.
Trying to be too much.
So that's where I come in to say, relax. It's okay.
Especially my generation of leaders, where we feel as if our hands have to be on literally every single thing and that it has to be perfect. And if it's not perfect, then I don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. And that's even the space that I'm in, even when it came to creating this podcast, was like, I was like, okay, well, I want to be in a room with like the couches and this and that, and I'm like, I just want the aesthetics, and that's what God is teaching me is listen, when I provide you something,
you better run, you better take it. Perfection is the enemy of good.
Yes.
And sometimes you gotta say no to that perfect, that good, so you can say yes to the great. And sometimes we get so caught up in things trying to be perfect that we're already 3 steps behind. That means somebody's already doing it. And so just get it out there. And this is where I say you just perfect it along the way. Now, remember when you said we give advice to people?
Yeah.
So
that was like that. Okay.
Yeah. So because I did that too, my background with learning and development, talent management, and that includes, my master's in education. I focus on training the workplace. So that means instructional design, creating curriculum, doing all that, training and facilitating workshops and speaking on stage. So I had to wear different hats at times, but sometimes that perfectionism got a grip.
That's a lot.
Because when I'm doing curriculum design, and we have to do technical training, you got to make sure your I's are dotted, your T's are crossed, regulation training, compliance training. And so I have a little bit of PTSD from corporate space. And there's a lot.
Which will give you that.
It will. I had to sit back.
Quickly.
Yes, I had to sit back and go, wait a minute. I'm trying to strive for something that I'm never going to reach, which is that perfectionism. And so that's why I said I'm learning life too. I'm lifing as well. So,
like you said, you just got to just do it. And that's where the place this podcast came from was just, Derrion, just do it,
Do it.
I'm
an author too. I have, you tend to forget, I'm an author too. I have several books and workbooks and so I'm an author too.
Get on your website.
Yes, on my website, thenicolefsmith.com. My store's out there. You can get my books, my workbooks. I'm finishing up a juicy, delicious workbook.
Juicy one?
Oh, that will just help you just on your journey. We'll talk about that later. But so I'm an author, podcast host. I have my own podcast as well, Blow Your Mindset, that I do, which you're going to be on season 3.
Let's go.
Okay. So, so a lot going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like you said, just being creative and just being someone who loves creating things and being involved in so many things, you just get into your mind and you just got to do it. So
just do it. I'm
glad to be here. Glad to actually so the DerrionLH Show is literally a concept that my friends from college will tell you. I would mention one day I'm gonna have the DerrionLH Show.
Yes.
They would, and we'll be,
whatever. We be two sheets of the weed.
Okay, Derrion, whatever. What a shot say. All right, they're going to see. They're going to see. So I'm just so happy to be here. And we're going to get into everything on here, too. We're going to get into literally everything, the big talkers of the week. I'm talking about, this past week, remember talking about workplace, when Gail, was wishing for her life when she was walking to get on that spaceship.
Well, she can't. I think she's been canceled this week.
She's been canceled? Lord.
The TikTok friends and family said Gail was canceled. Because she seemed a little disconnected.
So I did see a little bit of that because it's because she didn't. I think she did the number one rule, what you don't do when it comes to social media. When you become a meme, embrace it. You have to embrace it. Take the jokes, and just deal with it. Okay. And I feel as if she got in her feelings trying to make fetch happen. I did it.
Make fetch happen.
And it's
it will never happen. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
It's not happening. And it's Gail, listen. And I saw comments saying, listen, Mama, you went on a $100,000, $200,000 trip for 11 minutes.
And I'm sitting here trying to buy
avocados.
$10
eggs.
I'm trying to buy avocados so I can get my good fats
in. I'm trying to make some guacamole. And so it's disconnected to the place and the space that we're in because we got bigger fish to fry.
Absolutely.
Make your moment be your moment, but it doesn't have to be you're looking for a moment instead of just allowing it to be a moment.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, and she just did. Problem. You get out they opened the door of the spaceship, that whole debacle. But when she came out, you kissed the ground. Yeah. You went on a ride You did not
You
go
went on a glorified roller coaster.
You did not go on a space mission.
Mm.
You did not. You. Katy Perry got canceled too. You are not an astronaut. It's like I blew out a candle. Now I'm a firefighter.
Yeah.
No, that's not what happened. So I think, and then Gail, I think where she got canceled is when she said, people are giving me grief and so forth. Did y'all go to space?
Yes, I saw that.
No, Gail, I didn't go to space.
And I don't want to.
The thing is even if I had millions of dollars just to shell out, I want trained astronauts who are experts in science and math.
Yeah.
Who know what they're doing in that area,
get stuck up there and be okay for months.
8 months.
Yeah, that's what that's why I need to be up there.
To go up there. But what got me was y'all did this 11-minute ride.
Yeah.
Up, down, and y'all couldn't get the astronauts from being there. I don't understand it. So
they couldn't catch a ride back down. Well, they already was down, but still,
they were down. But I think
you couldn't do this 8 months ago.
I think Gail. Sorry, Gail. I think you lost your invitation to the cookout.
We're not revoking. Okay.
Probation, suspension, maybe not permanently.
I say suspension.
Okay.
Suspension.
Her and her bestie. So oops.
Who was balling?
I was
like. Did she think it was going to just puff up into a big ball? Because it has happened before, sadly. Yeah. Anyway, so we're also going to be discussing, concerts. Because listen, we're in Charlotte, right? Mm-hmm. So we have a lot going on, and once again, Charlotte. So this coming up, I think it's on the 3rd. SZA and Kendrick Lamar is going to be here. So
he was here last year, too. I saw him last year.
I'm sad I missed that concert. But the thing about it is when I was living in Myrtle Beach, it's like some of these concerts be on like a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's hard
or a Wednesday. Luckily, this one is on a Saturday, so I'm able to make it. But
you're going to go?
Yes.
Okay.
Nicole, I am playing a risky game this year. I'm normally playing them. Maybe I'm taking what God is telling me to do like the wrong way. Remember, it's like, I'm just kind of just going with the flow, God.
Okay.
I don't know if we want me to go with the flow. I am just going to wait till the day of or the week of.
And see if you get some cheap tickets.
Yeah, to give me some cheap tickets to get close.
That's what they did with Beyonce. I heard people were getting $100 tickets.
So I'm like, what am I doing? I am playing the game backwards. And that ain't what I do. So I will. So, of course, we got SZA, Kendrick. Beyonce is going to be down in Atlanta. I'm going to make a stop down there. Okay. The weekend, he's not coming here. Hopefully, he adds some more dates. Maybe not. I don't know. Tyler, the Creator, he was already here.
Yes.
It's for like the young ones or whatever. That did get low. And I was encouraged because his tickets were like $300, $400. But then the day of, like right before the show, they got down to like $150.
Oh, that's not bad.
So I was like, SZA and Kendrick could do the same thing. In a bigger stadium.
I'm going to date myself.
Okay.
My husband and I saw, I think we were in college, or maybe right after college, we saw Janet Jackson.
Janet.
For $50. For $50.
$50?
I saw Toni Braxton and Kenny G. That's when she had Kenny G on her for $75. So now when I see these ticket prices, we were young. $75 was a lot of money.
So at that time, right. So at that time, when y'all saw 75, was it like, 75?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that was $75 a piece, so that meant $150. Yeah, it just times have changed a lot.
People are putting $1,000 tickets, $1,500, $2,000 tickets on Klarna, nonetheless, just trying to get a seat. And I just can't imagine paying that amount of money. I'm not meeting you, and sometimes it's not even front row seats. Like you're still within the mix of
you up there.
The commoners.
You up
like I just can't do it.
With the commoners. You
like $2,000. I need open bar. I need Beyonce to come through, just slide through.
Shake my hand.
Shake my hand. Take a
selfie.
Picture. Blue, what it do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I need the fans. So my hair blow.
Yeah, yes. And even the people who like at the Renaissance concert who paid for like the tickets, those were some of the most horrible seats with that show. Like I was up in the rafters too. I got good tickets and good seats. I enjoyed being there, especially when I look back at the film. I enjoyed being in the space I was in because friends who were super close down there to her, it's like you missed the show.
Yeah, you missed the whole.
It was a show going on,
and
you don't see that being so close. So I don't know if you should just go twice. I love Beyonce, but I don't love her that much to be spending all that money. But
I don't know if I'm going to see Cowboy Carter. I've experienced. I did when she was Destiny's Child. Yeah. I did when she went solo initially. Yeah. And I did Renaissance. Yeah, it's experience. I think some people are
hesitant, but I feel as if once the videos from the show start coming out, more people, okay, cool, I'll rock with that. Because I feel as if she's going to intertwine it in a way where it's not like just...
She better.
Okay.
She better.
So we're going to talk about that.
Okay, we're talking about
concerts.
Okay.
We're going to talk about TV shows.
Okay.
And we're talking a little bit about Handmaid's Tale a little bit before we started. You watch Black Mirror?
Yes.
Okay.
I just watched seasons.
Yes. I have a hot take.
Oh, okay.
I have a hot take. Ooh. And I've only told this to my friend Kevin, and I wanted to keep it in that text story, but I feel as if I have to just say it on this show.
Now you got to tell me.
Issa can't act.
Issa can't.
Can we just sit in that moment for a minute?
Okay.
Actresses and actors who are stuck in a role. I think she's stuck in Issa from Insecure.
Yeah, I can see that.
She really I try to think that because sometimes I can have people in roles in my head that I can't get you out of.
Right.
So maybe it's me. Because that's one of my mechanisms of making sure that I'm not tripping. I start with, okay, Derrion, wait a minute. Is this you? Are you projecting? Or are you making her be this? Or is this literally, in fact, what it is? And with Issa, I'm like, why is this giving me Issa from Insecure? Like, this is a whole nother role, sis. So I'm not quite sure.
We're going to have to give that a
Is that just sit on there for a minute?
I'm thinking about the movie.
Kevin received it. And I was surprised because he's a very well experienced, media, journalist. So he's into all of that. Okay. So for him to receive it from me was like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. But definitely sit on that for a minute because it's a very hot take, I believe. Okay. Because we adore her.
We do. We love her. We love her, support her. She walking right now. I would hug her neck.
Yes.
But you know who I was thinking? I was thinking another actor that's stuck. Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Same thing. As soon as you said that, that's the actor I thought about as well. That is the same in every. And I told my husband he's the same in every role. Anyway, go ahead.
It don't matter what it is. Like I heard she was good in that one, I guess, romantic comedy or whatever that she did. I forgot what it was called. But I heard she was okay within that. But like I didn't watch it. But like
I don't know.
So I guess people were like, "Well, you didn't watch that." So listen, I said what I said.
I said what I said. We can watch it and then come back next month.
But when that episode, I'm like, Issa. No.
Okay. My favorite was the Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yes, that was my favorite, and she did such a good. So when I tell people about it who like don't watch Black Mirror, like I mention that episode because like, it was so my good. Gosh, it was but so like good. Like the subscription service to like stay alive and like, we got
listen.
Oh, you got to take the plus.
Yes, to get the plus. Yeah, and you get more coverage. You'll stop saying commercials. Go watch the episode, y'all. Go watch the episode.
Watch the episode. It is so good.
It's so good. What else we gonna talk about?
Plus, we're going to be introducing you, of course, to like we introduced you to Nicole. So many amazing people in Queen City. Yes. I can't wait. Even the small amount of people that I've met so far in this moment have been so fascinating to me. There are so many young people around here who are doing so many amazing things. So many people from all generations, honestly, that's doing so many amazing things. And I feel as if just from my read of it, everyone wants to help the next person. What can I do to help you within your own space? Because we have so much stuff going on, like me with the podcast, you with the EQ Impact. It's just like how Jeanette, one of our good friends, Jeanette, with like the bar. It's like we have so much. She got so much other stuff as well.
When you bring her on the show,
I can't wait for y'all to meet Jeanette. If you have followed my career in journalism, you've seen Jeanette in the story that I did last year. Yes. But you're going to meet Jeanette, and she is literally like. When you talk about connected, like
she knows a lot of people.
She knows a lot of people. So anytime I need something, since I've been in the city, like I'm just gonna text Jeanette.
She probably
And I'm
has
gonna see
it.
where I was like, Jeanette, I need a place to stay. Okay, let me find it. Jeanette, I need to walk. Okay, let me find it. Okay, Jeanette, I need I don't know, to go walk and find me a friend. Okay, I got you.
I got your walking buddy. I got your a walking buddy or a walking pet. She'll find somebody to walk with you.
She will tap you into it.
But one thing I do want to say
Yes.
is that there are some dope people in Charlotte, and I encourage people, including yourself because you're new, to find your tribe, find your circle. But what I encourage you not to do is do not find a clique.
Okay.
So
it can be cliquish.
It can be a little cliquish.
St. Louis is like that.
Yeah, it can be a little cliquish.
St. Louis is really like that. Like that is St. Louis bread and butter. It's clicking.
And listen and watch.
I love you, St. Louis, by the way.
Yeah. I love Charlotte too.
Yes.
Watch for the red flags. There are people that will like literally give their shirt off their back, give you their last dime, connect you because they're secure in who they are. Yeah. And there's enough sun out there to shine on everybody.
Yes.
So
it's room for all of us.
Yeah. So go at, a lot of makeup artists, for instance. I have some that I prefer, and then there's others. I will say here's 3 that I know of. This is mine, but here's other 2 because again, you choose who you want to choose. Yeah. But with that said, is Charlotte is very relational. So this is where I say you need to decide the type of relationships you're going to have, whether they're transactional or whether they're transformational. You need to and make sure you understand how to discern between the 2, and Charlotte will be lit for you.
Yes. Yes, which is really important, and which is really what I hear. Like what you just said was creating those boundaries.
Yeah, creating boundaries and following what I like to say your discernment. I always say I have this gift of discernment, and what's funny is. People think when you have that discernment that you're supposed to just broadcast it. No. I may be like Homer Simpson and back up into the bushes on that meme, you know, and just keep to myself. But yeah, just have that gift of discernment and know that it's very relational. And in Charlotte is who you know. But like I said, I would encourage you not to get settled in a clique because then that could hone you in a box, put you in a box.
Gotcha.
Make sure you're very open to a lot of diverse people, diverse energy that's here in Charlotte. And I think you'll have a wonderful time socially.
Yes.
And also to a thriving professional life as well.
Absolutely. Thanks for the advice.
Yeah, absolutely. This is absolutely.
Yes.
So having those boundaries, but making sure you know what you're setting the boundaries around.
Absolutely. All right. But let's talk about again how we got here. So What Now is the title of this episode. And a lot of people, if you have been following me, like I said, I was in TV for 10 years. Loved it. Still love it. Still love being on camera. Look at you.
I mean, come on, listen to him. Listen to his voice.
Look at you. I mean, the voice, darling. Still love it, but let's just get into it. So literally, I would say within the last 2 years, I just felt as if I wasn't being fulfilled. I was succeeding because I feel as if humbly I'm on autopilot to do that. That God has been so good to me that I'm going to find those opportunities to shine, to get the Emmy nominations, to get the awards, to be seen, to do great things. And luckily, I was in a place, in a space with so many amazing people down at WNBF. George Hansen, who's here behind the cameras, by the way, who's directing the episode right now because he's just been so good. Just working with him and working with, Lauren, my former co-anchor, and Andrew, our med, and Anya, and everybody on the show, working with them. It was just so amazing. But I felt as if I was just on autopilot. And I don't thrive in that space. I know some people do, where it's just like, listen, I'm just going to go to work. I'm going to get this check and I'm just going to go home.
Oh, isn't that so boring,
though?
It's
boring. Oh my God. And it's just like, I need more. I need a challenge. And then I'll be honest, within the last 2 years, I've been on, what I like to call just a spiritual journey, just reconnecting with God, and I believe that started with me when I was down in Dallas with one of my best friends, April Lett. And I was down there for NYE.
Okay.
And we didn't know what we wanted to do. So we were like, listen, we're going to put 3 things in a hat, and whatever we pick out is what we pick out.
Okay.
So we put chill at the crib and just, get some drinks or whatever.
Okay.
We put going out.
Okay.
Whatever. And then we put going to church.
Oh.
Wrote it on a piece of paper, split it up, put it in a hat.
Okay, I like.
I picked out church.
I knew that's where you were going. Yeah.
She picked out church.
Okay.
We went to church. I said, this is another guy. We went to the Potter's house.
Yes.
Yes, with Bishop T.D. Jakes. And I can't say with everyone, but I know with me, that's when a shift happened in my life. In that moment is when a shift, because like I was just so used to, it's NYE. Like I believe, like right before COVID crack, I was in Las Vegas,
right,
in them streets. But in that moment, that's when my life turned, and I realized the goodness of God and how I needed to tap into their relationship to see what He was telling me.
What was that moment? What was it a Bible verse? Was it just the whole entire message?
To be honest with you, I don't even remember the message. I remember being in the space.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't even think it was the message itself. I think it was, from what I do remember towards the end of it, it was like, giving time or whatever. And he was just, they did play a video of someone who was in the same situation as me. Didn't know what to do on NYE, showed up to church, gave a little bit of whatever he had, and they gave, the next year update on him, where he is right now. And he was just in just a better space.
For the people that don't know, what is NYE?
NYE, New Year's Eve.
Oh, New Year's. Lord. Listen, y'all, I said for the people that don't know, that was me. I am the people. I said for the people that don't know, I am the people. But now I feel like I just dated myself. And of course he won't cut that out. He'll put it all in just to show. No.
That will stay.
I was there for NYE. In my word, is that a conference? Is that is that some coaching you're doing? Is that a master class?
Oh. Why are you going in?
Oh my gosh.
You are a
okay,
mess.
Y'all. Bring it back in. Listen, I was trying to help y'all out.
Help me help you.
Yes.
New Year's Eve.
She wanted to know, and I am she. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it was New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's why church was so important. Okay, go ahead. And y'all, George, the producer behind the camera, is laughing.
Oh my God, he is dying laughing.
See, the producer George was trying to figure it out too.
I'm sorry.
George was like, "What's NYE?" He was like, "Thank God Nicole asked."
I thought we were all on the same wavelength. And
you were born. Look, you were on the 92. Born in 92. I was born in 1975. I'm born in the 1900s. 1975.
Okay.
You were in 1900s too, but you were on the later end.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
You with me?
Hold on. Okay. Yes, now I am.
Yes. So New Year's Eve. That's when I was in that place and in that space. And I'll just say throughout the next 2 years, it just got to the place where I was applying for jobs. Like I think I've told you, I tried to come to Charlotte and be on the news. And because I love Charlotte. I remember I came here for the first time, and literally, when I was leaving, I called my mom, and I was like, "Mama, I want to live in Charlotte." The first time I had a time.
I bet you
tattoos
did.
and booze. We went out to some places. Went to 1501 when it was open.
Right.
It was like the outside
1501 was that's where Leslie Briggs was.
Yes, Leslie, my girl Leslie. Yes, that was a
time, baby. Like Leslie said, baby.
Time last night. That was a time. So, but even past that, just the vibe of the city, because I guess just from being in St. Louis, I love a city that's big enough but small enough.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about it. Like Atlanta to me just felt like just too overwhelming. Like just like like when I leave, I literally exhale. Wait to exhale.
In Atlanta, there are 3 million, 2 million, 3 million Black folks. Excuse me, African Americans.
Yeah.
In Charlotte, it's 350,000. It's a way lower
Yeah.
number. And don't get me wrong, I love my people.
Yes.
However,
we love us.
However,
Yes.
Atlanta is saturated.
Yes.
It's very saturated.
Very saturated. Yeah. So when I came here, I just knew it was a place. And then like I said, I tried to come here and it just didn't work. And then I would say, for me to be in this space right now where I'm not on TV, that I'm not a news anchor, I would say it's still a shock to me.
Really?
Yes, it is. Because
do tell.
You couldn't tell me last year within a month period. I wasn't really gonna say 3 weeks, but I'm just gonna say a month.
It was pretty quick, yeah.
Very quick. I was nominated or not nominated. I had won those 2 regional Edward R. Murrow Awards. I had premiered a 30-minute investigative special, The Billionaire Pro Girls.
Yes.
The first that I did, I literally started off the year saying I wanted to do a special. Didn't know what that HE double hockey sticks I was going to do. But I'm like, I want to do a 30-minute special. And then next you know, that just landed in my lap and that happened.
And it was so good.
Thank you. Thank you. And 2 weeks from that, had won an Emmy.
Yes.
And when it comes to TV, when it comes to the news industry, and being in that corporate space, that's what news directors, you know, run the newsroom. That's what they want to see. You know, the first question they're going to ask you is, what you been up to lately?
Right.
You know, so I'm coming to you saying, well, listen, I just won 2 Murrows.
Right.
I just premiered a 30-minute investigative special that I wrote. And with my team put together the rest of it because they're just so amazing. And then I won an Emmy 2 weeks later. You couldn't tell me within that. And I was going to the National Association of Black Journalists, NABJ, the conference we have in August. You couldn't tell me going into that conference that some news director wasn't going to be like, listen, him. I want him. Maybe I don't have exactly what he's looking for right now when it comes to position, but I need him here.
Right.
You know? And I got hits. Of course, I was talking to people. Nothing clearly planned out the way that I wanted it to. But I started to realize over time within the industry that it was shifting and it was going from a place that I remember it being from, you know, where you're coaching people up, where you're building them up. It turned into this place of survival. Where the news industry is just trying to survive.
Yeah.
And what I realized, and maybe you can help me out with this, is that it's just so hard to try to thrive in a space that the space that you're in is just trying to survive.
And you said help you. You know, it's this is where, and I talk about this, is funny, with emotional intelligence, I talk about how people are using it. There's a certain group of people that use it for their success.
Yeah.
And the others use it for survival because as a minority, we spend about 25% of our time trying to fit in. So you're trying to fit into an industry that is saying, no, we don't want you, but we want you. No, we don't want, but we need you. Oh, you know, and trying to check the box and so forth. And that gets, you know, you get discouraged with that because there will always be that one barrier. And it just feels like you keep trying to fight it. And so for me, like in the corporate space, I just said, I'm done.
Yeah. You feel like it's never enough.
Exactly. You feel like it's never enough. You're always continuously sliding your credentials across the table.
Yes.
It's like, no, this is me. This is what I bring to the table. I mean, for you to be in a smaller market in Myrtle Beach, trying to get hit into a bigger market, I have to say I like the space that you're in now.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're going to go into that bigger mark and they're going to like make you into what they want you to be.
Yeah.
And I like this.
Thank
who you are now. I like you that the freeness, that freedom that you appear to have, that you're showing. And so, yeah, we're all still trying to survive out there.
Yeah.
But it's, this
Yeah.
is where I say, what hill do you want to die on?
What hill?
What hill do you want to die
And I
on?
went down on that.
Yeah.
And I went down on that.
Yeah.
And like I said,
Yeah.
through my spiritual journey, it just got to the point. And at this point, let's just time period it out. Like I said, that was like May of last year when all that, the kind of 4-week May to like June. The conference was in August. Conference came and went. My contract was up in October of last year.
Yeah.
And I just went to my general manager.
I just
Okay.
spill on you. They want to spill on you.
Yeah, it's fine. I went to my general manager. I appreciate that. I went to my general manager, Scott, and my news director, Matt, and I was just like, and shout out to them, by the way, I just don't want to resign. Like, I'm just not in a place to say I want to sign another 3 years
Your
here.
passion wasn't there.
It wasn't there.
Passion,
I was succeeding. I was.
That doesn't matter.
But that doesn't matter.
This is, you can keep climbing up, making all the money and keep climbing up. It's just that passion's not there.
It's just not there.
That mojo, it's just not there.
It just wasn't there. And thankfully for them, once again, shout out to them. They were like, we understand. You can stay on as long as you need to.
Because they've seen it before.
Yes.
They've seen it before
Yeah.
through other reporters or other broadcast journalists like yourself. They've seen it before. So you coming to them was not a shock to them.
No.
They knew it was coming.
Yeah.
They knew it was coming. They were just waiting for you to pull the plug, pull the trigger. Yeah.
So, and then, like I said, I'm still applying, trying to figure out my life child. And then it gets to December. And I was in this literally because I was still streaming The Potter's House. And we listened to it right before we went, we started recording here with Pastor Sarah Jake Roberts, who is T.D. Jakes' daughter. And in that message, some notes here, she was like, because I was on this mission, like I said, I love control. I'm in Aries.
I'm an Aries
Yes.
too.
So you know us.
That's right. You just recently had a birthday.
Yeah, I did.
Had birthdays.
You too.
But I'm a March Aries.
Yeah.
You were April. No, you different. Y'all different.
I love y'all because y'all within the family, but I just feel as if we're better. Hot take. I love you still.
Yeah, whatever. Get off me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
But I think overall though, we love to be in control.
We do, and that's an Aries thing.
Yes, we just love to be in control. Ram, boop, I'm going straight head on. And I was in the space of obeying God. I need to obey.
Right.
And that was hard, right? And Pastor Sarah, she had preached a sermon within it. She was like, is it enough to obey if you're obeying from a place of fear. and distress? Obeying God half-heartedly. And that stuck with me because that's what I was doing, And she said another thing too. She was like, somehow you believe that the same God that brought you to it won't bring you through it. And that's the space that I was in. Because I was at the point of wanting to be like, okay, I want to transition out of news, but like,
I've been there. Yeah, that's when you said I was going.
I've been doing this for 10 years now.
You're comfortable. Like, you know it.
I know it.
Yeah, with your eyes closed.
I know it. So what do you mean? Like you just gonna just do this? And I was interviewing. I interviewed for a couple of companies, and those once again did not pan out. And I was just like, so I had bought me some time, and I told Matt, my news director, like, just give me to the beginning of January.
Right.
Let me just go home real quick, figure this out. And even while I was interviewing for a space, you couldn't tell me I didn't have it. I just knew I had that job. I got to the last interview, let the team did everything. It was outside the news and like this big bank and everything, and got a letter, an automated letter at that. Talk about corporate America. After all of that, you send me an automated message. Like, no. And that morning, because I was gonna, some corporate places aren't paying for relocation.
Right.
So they weren't paying for relocations. I would have had to relocate to Dallas. And I was like, okay, well, I just need to save my coins. So I don't know if I'm gonna be coming home for Christmas. I got to save my coins because I got to move out to Dallas because I just got to the last interview and I think I'm gonna get it.
Right.
It got to the morning of, and I was driving to work, and a light bulb went off. And I was like, Derrion, what the hell are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you
Mm-hmm.
seeing your family, seeing your loved ones off of your career?
Mm.
And I believe, especially, again, maybe you can help me out with this, within my generation, we have this go mode mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Go, 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 climb, build,
It's
get
not your
it, get it,
generation.
get it, get it.
Society. It's not your generation.
It's society.
It's society.
And it's like you're compromising
Mm-hmm.
something that is going to be there before you started, while you're doing it, and after whatever that happened and they done dropped you or whatever they done did to you, laid you off, after all that, they're still going to be there.
Yeah.
And those moments that you should have had aren't going to be there. And maybe they're going to feel some type of way because you weren't there.
Mm-hmm. You assimilated into, and we all do. We all assimilate into that space. You talk about generational, hustling, grinding. That's society. We're that's why I don't like to use the word hustle. I try not to say, oh, I'm grinding, that type of thing. I just try, because that's those societal terms that they've given to us, that you have to do that to be successful and to be happy.
Yeah.
You base your happiness
Yeah.
around, but my thing is, but are you joyful? Do you have joy when you get up in the morning? Do you want to go into this place of employment? Because there are actually some corporate jobs and jobs out there that people just love. And I think it's because you're making an impact. You love the role that you're in because you truly feel like you're making an impact. If you don't feel like you're making an impact anymore, this is where it goes down and you want to look for something else. And this is where that hustle, grind, you keep going. You don't have time to pause and think about that next step. You don't have time to pause and go, where do I truly want to be? You don't have time to pause and rest and listen to God and pray. And, you can pray, but are you listening to what God is telling you? It's like, and people want it to be that big bellowing voice.
Yeah.
I am God. It's like, no, it could come through someone. It can come through a message or something you receive. And it's like, oh, we tend to ignore that. It's like saying, I want a cake, God. And God is like, well, I gave you the eggs, I gave you the flour, I gave you the sugar. Make your own cake, So it's just like that. But yeah, we need to slow down and stop hustling and grinding because we're climbing a proverbial ladder that's not there.
It's not there.
It's not there. This is where I say,
and playing the game. Going back to what you said before, that wasn't built.
For us. It's not built for us. But I want you to stop thinking of it like a corporate ladder. That proverbial ladder going up, 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 up. Think of it like a jungle gym. Remember on the playground, those jungle gyms, and you just would swing from ring to ring.
I would watch. I didn't do it. But
but you swing from ring to ring and so forth. That's sometimes how life is.
It is.
And sometimes you have to go lateral, and sometimes you go up, and sometimes you have to go back down.
Sometimes you fall. And maybe you want to stay at that point, and you got to leap up to grab that back.
There's a lesson in everything.
Start swinging.
There's a lesson in everything, Paige. So if you got booted down, what's the lesson? If you made a choice to go down because you felt going down will then help you propel further up, so be it. But yeah, I like how you said you at NYE in Dallas. That you just had that moment, and I've had those moments. You're gonna have more moments like that. They're gonna speak to you and also to confuse you because you're gonna sit there and go, okay, what do I do now? And trying to figure out which way. But this is where I say pause. Just the power of that pause is so powerful, and you need to make a choice in what you need to do in that pause, so you can be a little more intentional with how you move forward. Absolutely. So I like your intentionality, though. It's like, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. And keep saying that. I am going to do this. I'm not, I just want, or I'm going to try. I am going to do this. It takes a lot of courage.
It took a lot. Because I had to walk into there in January, and at that point, not having the job that I just knew I was going to have before Christmas, I just knew I had.
I've been there. I knew I had that job.
I just knew I had. I'm meeting the team. Like, the team don't meet everybody, and you met me. I'm me.
I gave you 99%.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and
Yeah.
it just didn't work out. And
Did it play on your psyche of you thinking that you just so good? And then they said no, and you're like, what?
yes.
Yeah.
And I think to go that far, and then too, because for one, even with that job, they had sent me a rejection letter initially, but I was, I guess you say, like hustling, but I was grinding, child. So I was on LinkedIn, reach out to somebody on the team, got her on the phone. She emailed some folks back to like the HR, and then even when I got on the phone with the recruiter, I'm like, I got a rejection email, so what should I do with that? Oh, don't worry about it. So I'm thinking like, okay, well, you rejected me once, you gonna reject me again after all these? You could have left me alone. But it's whatever. So, like I said, I got back, I walked into Matt's office, and even walking into there, I was just nervous, not nervous for what I was about to tell him, but just nervous for the reality of it. And I was just like, listen, let's January 31st. Give me that. Because my lease was up February 22nd. And I was like, listen, I'm not resigning that lease because I'm not signing this contract. I'm not signing that either. And I'm at least need a month to figure out what the hell I'm about to do.
That's all it takes, 30 days.
I thought
it takes 30 days.
28 February.
28 February.
So, well, y'all, the Prosecco was flowing. The conversation was rolling. So we had to split the conversation in two. Come back next week for So What Now, Part 2 on the DerrionLH Show, available wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube.